Hey, welcome back. I'm Wilson Curry, and this is my world. And today, well, this is really going to be interesting because this is a category that I picked up on probably 35, maybe almost 40 years ago. And it's beaded bags and purses. And you might wonder why someone who also deals in Winchesters would have anything to do with beaded bags. But the reason why I got so interested in beaded bags is actually standing right next to me today. And this is the love of my life, woman of my dreams, mother of my children, and she's agreed to be in one of these crazy YouTube videos today to discuss something that we've been collecting now for quite some time, and that is beaded bags. Beaded bags, mesh bags, purses. Mostly they're bags, which should never be referred to as a purse anyway, because you can see they're bags. So we're just going to start the segment by introducing you to one of the nicest beaded bags we've had in a long time. And this one shows sort of a street village scene. It's actually a European scene, but this is all micro beads. Isn't that wonderful? We're also going to let you know the value of things because really that's really all you want to know, isn't it? So a bag like this today probably would be in excess of $200, perhaps maybe selling somewhere between $200 and $300. That's a pretty nice bag. Do you always like this one?
I always like this
You
one.
always like that one. Here's another example right here. Here's another one. And also part of this also is that the clasps on these purses, don't forget what the closures, as we say, you can see there's little acorn finials even on this one. That's where you put all your money. This one is actually sheepskin leather lined. And this one has, I guess they're peacocks or birds of paradise or something to that effect. Once again, always remember that condition is what it's all about in anything. If you have beads missing or the chain's broken or some of the fringe is missing, it has a whole lot to do with the value of beaded bags and mesh bags. We're going to show you some mesh ones too, but this is beaded bag, double-sided. Birds of paradise. I don't mean to weigh you down, darling, but that's a great bag too. Also, I'd value that at around $250 to $300. This next one coming up, this matches us. This sort of matches us today. We're dressed in black today for some unknown reason, but starting to get cold outside. This also has a nice clasp on it, but notice this one has what I guess would be a barn swallow in sort of light blue. So this is barn swallow and floral. And this also is a little heavier bead than the first purse we showed, but this is really, really a nice bag, and you can see the way it's cut out here at the fringe base end, also in great condition. And a bag like this today, I suppose in a retail environment, do you want to continue to hold all those?
I do, yes. I love my bags.
Very well. Would be probably a $300 bag, maybe even more. Once again, you know, it really kind of depends on what part of the country you're hanging out in as to what the value of antiques are. And I've mentioned this before in the videos we've shot so far, and we're actually also trying to be really, really normal now in our normal selves. So you're going to see a difference in some of the upcoming segments that we shoot, where it's just going to be this is how it is and this is what we do. But this one here, this is also sort of a little more micro bead. And what I mean by micro bead, they're tinier beads. And this is floral with a nice clasp on it, as you can see. And there's maybe a little bit of fringe. I think it's just tangled right there. I don't think there's anything missing. But these are very pliable, very soft, very beautiful pieces. And most of these purses you're going to see, beaded bags, I don't want to say purses, most of these you're going to see are really going to kind of date from after the turn of the century, and I don't mean, you know, that turn of the century, the other turn of the century, after 1900, and you would see them right up into, I think, literally the 1940s, but most of that stuff was done during the teens, 1920s, the golden era of these bags and purses, and they're the best. Now, I think they reproduce things today, and like they reproduce everything, but as you all know, we don't really care much about reproductions. This is another little, this is a sort of more of like a beaded and mesh combination bag. You see it's a little smaller now. This is more for coins. This has a little church scene on it, both sides and so on. And this we would value probably today at around $100 plus, maybe upwards of $150. But now this category is one that I really, well, I shouldn't say it's your collection, isn't it?
Yes.
You don't talk a lot, do you?
Well, I got my first beaded bag in 1976, and we've been collecting them since then.
1976?
Yes.
You must have been a teenager.
Yeah.
That being said, that's nice to know. That was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
My goodness gracious.
You don't have the first bag here, but it's
I
not
don't.
as
Do you know which
impressive
one
as
it is?
these.
You know
I
which
do,
one it
yes.
is.
Yeah,
Oh,
of
I'm
course.
sorry I didn't bring that one. You should have told me. I would have brought it. Well, we know it's not our first bag, but here's here's a mesh bag. Sort of geometric pattern. You see that one? Isn't that nice? Let me straighten out the or a little bit. And mesh is, these are metal. These bags are metal. They're not beads. They're not glass beads like the other purse we showed you. These are metal mesh, woven metal mesh into a pattern like that. Whiting was one of the major bag makers during the era of making these things, and this is probably a Whiting right here. Once again, you've got that little beautiful clasp, and that's an integral and critical part of these bags as well. If you have any damage, anything like that, or anything's missing, basically you're screwed. It's not worth collecting. However, if you can't afford the good stuff, you can sometimes collect things that aren't perfect.
The mesh is actually what the knights designed after what knights would have worn, and if you know a good butcher and he has a glove on, it's the same design material.
Really?
Yes.
Well, how did you? I didn't even know that.
That's my collection.
So it's like chainmail.
Yeah.
And do you know a good butcher?
I do.
Well, that being said, not the one from Fargo, though. All right, moving right along. Here's
the
final.
one from There Will Be Blood.
Here's one more. Oh,
Gang
yeah,
of
right,
War.
too. Here's one more. And look at the clasp on this one. This is really nice. The colors are great. There's lovely shades of blue, a little pale white, and so on. But notice the clasp as well is also enamel decorated. That's inlaid enamel on the clasp. As far as mesh bags are concerned, that's what we call these ones, mesh. This is really one of the nicer ones. Now, we got a whole lot more than this, but this one just has great colors, a great clasp. And I would value this bag today probably at around $250 for a mesh bag. Isn't that a beauty? Is your arm getting tired?
Nope.
And now, here's one that's always intrigued me, and we'll kind of close with. So we're back to a beaded coin purse. We'll call that a purse because it's not a bag. But that being said, it's a coin purse, but it's a mushroom. And I've always been curious how this bag, how that pattern ended up being chosen as a beaded coin purse, that it would be a mushroom, because it does show age, and I mean, definitely before the 1960s when mushrooms became popular. So for some reason, someone was attracted to that particular design, and we'll close with a little beaded coin purse in the form of a mushroom, a form I remember well from the 1960s. So in this episode, I hope you got a kick out of that. I hope you got a kick out of bringing somebody else into it that I really wanted to introduce you to, in case you haven't already met her. Just about everybody in Western New York knows her, but this is Karen. And she's going to be doing some more of these videos with us, so stay tuned, watch, and we love you for watching.
Thank you.